We're gonna do like a million outtakes.
Love it.
Big smiles. This is what is this vlog number 1?
Yeah, it is.
Alright, let's try not to look like idiots. Hello everybody. This is Kyle Thacker and Naomi Davis.
Hi. We're Shutter Speed the Skoolie.
Screwed it up. I nailed my lines.
You only had to introduce yourself.
You want to introduce
How about
us?
you do it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hi everyone, I'm Naomi Davis. This is Kyle Thacker.
And we are Shutter Speed the Skoolie. Alright, so the beginning of our journey was quite a while ago. Why don't you tell them about the trip and stuff like that?
So Kyle ended up planning the North Carolina trip, and we got out there and we stayed in this beautiful scenic blue bus that was just kind of sitting on the land. Right in the middle of the woods, all overlooking some mountains. It was awesome. It was really cool. So we fell in love with the idea of doing it, but I thought it was mainly just a joke when we were talking about it. He would talk about it all the time. Like, oh, look at this YouTube video. How about this? And I mean, I was shrugging it off at the time. Little did she know I had a kind of a master plan in my head over time that I didn't know if I was taking seriously the entire time, but it just started getting better and better. And she started liking the idea a little bit more. I did. The trip to Asheville is kind of a proof of concept. Could we stay in a bus together for a weekend and not want to kill each other? Yeah. We had a good time. And then after that, really just the research of the whole thing seriously started. You were researching all the time, like absolutely day, night. I'd be like, hey, come on, like let's go do this. Oh, sorry, I'm finishing this up. So you were really good on research. So we were trying to find a bus. We were on multiple websites. I was asking friends and family on how to find, places locally, but also found out a ton of information along the way. Like you want to look for buses that are south of Kentucky because of rust. And so Indiana, where we are, there's salt on the roads, salt on the roads everywhere and all that. So we were looking around and I think we found about 4 or so that we were like kind of looking at, we were entertaining because they had roof races, like this big guy. Yeah. And then we found one. Oh, so I got a call at work and he was like, hey, I think I found our bus. And I was like, well, we can just go check out some other ones. He goes, no, I think this is it. So I had to take it a little bit more seriously at that point. I think that was my first moment that I was like, oh my gosh, we're doing this. Yeah. But we ended up finding one in Mississippi and the next day we both took off work and drove down to purchase this massive beast. All right, we are in Columbus, Mississippi, and it is 7 in the morning. We're just leaving the hotel because we are going to pick up our bus. Oh my God. And Naomi is driving because I have to Google how to drive it because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So stay tuned. It was awesome to first pull up and see it on the lot. We met the Yates family. They were great. Love them. A married couple with a cute little son. And they met us in a Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A parking lot. And then we followed them back to this ranch and like this big warehouse where we finally laid eyes on Shutter Speed the Skoolie for the first time. We are here and that is our beautiful bus. Oh my gosh, just look at it. She's a beauty. So when we finally got to the ranch, we had no idea what we were getting into. And initially when we were buying it, the door frames were off. So we didn't have doors. We didn't know how we were getting it back to Indiana. Kyle had never driven something this big. But they were wonderful. They showed him how to drive. They took like the time to make sure that he was comfortable driving before we got on the road. And they took the time to help us install both of the doors so he wouldn't freeze to death. But I mean, you could have did, I'll throw him back anyway. It was so cold. So driving the bus back from Mississippi, first time driving it, we just reached Tennessee. It drives great, but man, did I underestimate how cold it is in here. We have no heat. I'm using Naomi's socks as gloves that I didn't bring any. I got two layers of socks on that I pulled from my bag from Naomi's car. She's following me. It is cold, but I'm having fun. So happy to have the bus.
We arrived back Sunday evening, pretty late, and our friend Cody, shout out to Cody Bostic.
Hey Cody.
He is letting us keep it at his house, which is about 20-ish, 25 minutes away from our house. And so we pulled it in that night onto a couple concrete slabs, and we have had Shutter Speed for about a month now.
Wow.
And I feel like we've gotten quite a bit done. As you can see, it looks like nothing's been done, but there is a ton of progress that's been made. We have learned a crap ton, so we're doing.
Yes. I think just cleaning it out took a long time. They had stored it in an open warehouse, so all of the Mississippi dirt ended up getting in here.
A lot.
And that was probably, what, 2 days worth of just cleaning?
Yeah, we had to clean it like, we need to clean it right now.
We need to clean right now, yeah. But okay, so starting off, when we were coming here all the time, we were figuring out which tools we would need. We were figuring out how we would even configure everything, but thankfully he had done a lot of the research beforehand. All of our configuration steps were going. We had to figure out how we were going to do that.
One of the things that I did was I learned how to use SketchUp. It's on Google, and you're able to design 3D to scale what you want your place to look like. So as long as you have the measurements of your bus, you can kind of pick and choose whatever you want. And you can also put in furniture. You can look up stuff from IKEA, stuff that you're actually going to buy, and it will be put inside your bus virtually, and you can kind of see how it looks. So what we decided to do was have the back half raised up, so kind of like the upstairs. And the reason behind that is that we have two 110 gallon water tanks, and we have them running along the center of our frame on our bus, and they're in the back. So we don't want them underneath the bus due to freezing and things like that. So we have built an upstairs, and that also, the upstairs helps with plumbing, running electrical and things like that later.
And it's storage.
Yeah, and it's also storage. So we have a walkway on this side of the bus, and then so once we get upstairs, we'll have little latches and things to put inside. So once we get this thing framed out, you'll be able to start seeing what that looks like.
We're still in the building stages of just the supports and getting to make sure that the weight distribution is good, and those little things that you don't really think about. You just think that you would slap a tank in there and it would be fine, but you have to really think about you're going to be moving, so those things have to be accounted for.
Tip number 1, whatever you think you're doing, you're wrong, and you're gonna have to fix it 4 times. It's 3 times more expensive too, so. And your back always hurts. Did I say that already? So yeah, so we have all the supports set up now, finally, for the upstairs. So now what's next is we're going to re-seal the floors.
And we actually watched a YouTube video of somebody taking caulk and then pennies and placing it over all of the holes in the subfloor.
From the seats being pulled out.
Yeah. So there was gonna be tons of little holes all over our floor. So we ended up taking the pennies, you put them heads up for good luck. So we have that on our side. But we caulked the entire thing and put the pennies down over all of the holes.
That was a backbreaker.
Yeah,
my back hurts all the time.
So we did caulk that up, we painted it, and then talk about what you did back here with the basement.
Yep, so our friend Cody was, we were lucky enough to have, he had a welder, and he knows a lot about welding, but he hasn't done a ton of welding, and we have done no welding, so that was kind of an experience in itself. But you can kind of learn little techniques and stuff that he was teaching me, and so we practiced, we screwed up a few, we sanded them down. We have kicked the crap out of our supports back there, and they seem to be very sturdy and level. At that point, we're going to start insulating and framing out the floors in general, outside of the beams, so we can actually get some real home-looking things in here, like wood and different stuff like that. So that's going to be awesome. The next step was getting it registered and getting tags and stuff like that. So, wow, that was an experience. As you can imagine, the stereotypical B&B experience. I don't know what her name was. I'm just going to call her Betty because she looked like a Betty. The start of the experience at the B&B was meeting Betty, and she was in a great mood that day. And basically had to get and prove that this bus belonged to us, and then we bought it from the Yates family. So I had the proof of purchase, I had all the information, the contract for exchanging the title to me and all that kind of stuff. Had all the paperwork. The problem was that when this was scrapped by the Yates family in the beginning, if you can hear the train out there, it's because we're in Indiana. We wear flannel and we work around trains.
Basically, during the reconstruction of all of this, the number, the VIN number, right?
The VIN number
had been scratched off.
Yeah.
So we had difficulty even finding it. I think I was out here for 2 nights, just trying to find and locate this VIN number that we needed to get to Betty.
So I'm under the bus looking for the VIN number that's supposed to be on the frame somewhere because the other one got gutted. So I can't get this thing tags and have it be legal until I find the VIN number, or I'm gonna have to go to the state to make a new one. I don't know, this is all just an inconvenience, but hopefully it's along here somewhere. So wish me luck.
Finally found the VIN number, but it only had the last 8 numbers of the VIN number. The first 9 on an international are just stock numbers, so every international bus has the same 9 numbers. And then the last 8 are what's specific to this particular bus itself. So just because the police officers, because you have to have somebody from the BMV or an officer.
Gosh. First vlog and the camera dies.
It happens.
Had the VIN number, the last 8 numbers on the VIN that we had, that wasn't enough proof with the local officer here to sign off on the bus. Had all the paperwork, had everything, signatures, the whole deal, but the VIN number on the actual frame itself was only 8 and not the full 17. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. I contacted a few people that I know that are police officers as well and sent them the information, and they didn't understand why it wasn't able to be signed off on. So they felt comfortable signing off on it, so I had one of my friends that's an officer come by, sign off on it. Thank you, not gonna name you just in case something bad happens, but thank you for your help. And so it is officially sent in, all the paperwork, and just the other day we got our
licenses in.
Yes, license plate in the mail, our registration, insurance is already taken care of. I think that was already said. If it's not, we went through Allstate, it's good to go. By the way, we have a 2001 International bus.
It is.
We bought a 2001 International. It has a DT 466 engine in it, and it has an Allison transmission. So we're pretty happy with it. It's got 160,000 miles on it, and we bought it for 4,250 smackaroos. With the roofs already raised and a couple things done, so I think we scored.
Yeah, we did.
Here's like the reasons why we decided to do this in the first place.
Yeah, so we decided to do this because we wanted to do all that we could and see as much as we could before we had more responsibility. So we didn't want to go into our 60s and then start this process after, you know, our kids are gone and we're thinking about retirement. We really wanted to live a little bit more now and share that with each other. Yeah. So this is a huge reason of why I was sold, because I really want to experience more and live a little bit more with my best friend. So yeah, it was kind of nice to know that we were doing this journey together and working on it, and it's been a huge thing for our relationship. It's made us grow a lot stronger and makes us communicate more. So
have to communicate in this process. If you don't, it's just not going to work well. So like anything, there are rough times and good times, but the good far outweigh the bad, and it's making us stronger as a whole.
Yeah.
Another big reason while doing this is my photography.
Yeah. Okay. So a huge reason that we wanted to do it was because of Kyle's photography business, which is why we called it Shutter Speed the Skoolie. And this gives him a chance to kind of live out his dreams as well and find those perfect shots around the nation and maybe through Canada and elsewhere.
Wherever we want.
Yeah, and so to build his business and really grow in that. So we really decided that this was probably going to be the best option for us, because we really do want to travel, capture those shots, build his gallery up one day, and make sure that he's living his best life. So this is a huge dream supporter for both of us, which we really do love about it. So we're pouring everything we can into it now to make our dreams happen one day.
You're kind of caught up on everything now. Here is this weekend and then what's in the future. So we ended up going to a junkyard.
So we went to a junkyard mainly because on the back of the bus due to the roof raise, we just had a lip of sheet metal that needed to kind of be more secure. Probably for our peace of mind, it probably doesn't even need to be, in all honesty.
But it's something that we know how to do, so we're gonna do it. Yeah, we ended up getting two pieces of trim on the back to cover that lip, and we ended up paying the guy $20 for both of them. Beats the heck out of going to the store and trying to fabricate something to fit that. So we took that off the bus, got back, and then Naomi, you started doing some paint.
Oh, well, you have to get all the rust off first, so we ended up power tooling, what do you call it?
We had a wire brush on the power tool, and pretty much just wire brushing.
Clearly I know my stuff. So got a wire brush in there, got all the rust out. So today I've been spray painting them. This was me catching it as it fell into the grass.
Yeah.
Very unsuccessful, but we're gonna find hiccups like that all the time. But
paint fell on the grass, keys getting broken into the doors that we have.
Pennies coming up because we didn't seal them properly.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be hiccups, but we're keeping it very positive and we think we've accomplished a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so upcoming now, we are putting the license plate on the back of the bus, so it's official. Yes, high five.
Yeah.
And then we are going to probably measure out the new pieces that we bought from the junkyard and try to see if we can get those installed this week. After that, we are finishing the floors, putting the some 2x2s or 2x4s, finding some insulation. We're putting down another coat after this is all cleaned out again. And so we have to put that down, figure out how we're gonna secure the water tanks, all that stuff's coming up, so stay tuned.
Right.
With our social media channels and stuff, we've created those.
Oh, okay, so I'm terrible at Instagram. I've never been huge on social media.
Never made a social media, never made an Instagram post in her life.
Yeah, and I'm following book club, so hey book club. But me personally, I just had a lot of growth to do with that, so we ended up creating our Instagram, so go check that out. It's at Shutter Speed the Skoolie.
Yes.
So please follow along as we're doing all of this adventure because we'd love to share it with everybody. And then those are great memories for us too.
Right. And then also, you're watching on YouTube, so I have always wanted to say this. Like and subscribe, hit the button below. We've created a vlog, people, so we're pretty excited about it. So share with your friends. A big reason why we're doing this is for people that have messaged us and said they wanted to follow along, start a vlog, do stuff. So my background in making videos and stuff like that seemed like a no-brainer to do. Keep our family and friends informed.
Yeah.
And then also we want to look back on this one day when we're old and gray and watch what we did as kids. So kind of kids. We're kind of old, but we're not like
we're not big in the age thing up again.
She's a little older, but that's okay.
Alright, whatever.
You're out the cradle. Share with your friends, follow along. We'd like to share this with as many people as possible, share the process. So if you have any questions, comment them below.
More followers, the more people can give us the love that we need and the encouragement to keep going.
And we're looking for feedback too. If you see what we're doing, if something's terribly wrong, tell us. We don't want to die doing what we love, so we don't want to be that people. So
please just follow along our journey. Keep up the positive good vibes, and hopefully we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.
Another episode coming.
Episode 1 is officially over. Stay tuned for episode 2.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you.